Yeah, wrist, man, check the wrist, man, got him hot. Hey, man, can't ball like this, man, Lord. Past the pig skin, but he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Hey, hundreds and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Hey, she want it like me, cause her like she can't count on him. She try to be nosy and hit on my ex, she like, girl, you can count on him.
Hey, hey, we need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, like them keep a score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard.
Coach, thanks. We're about 12 miles south of the future home of the Chargers at the current home of the Chargers, and that's Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Straight ahead, we pull the curtain on the postseason with an AFC wildcard matchup between the Buffalo Bills and our home team. What twists and turns will January have in store for us? The NFL playoffs are officially underway. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 180!
Pick it up! Check 4, check 4! 2!
Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here we go.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They will run with Grant. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Back deep is T.Y. Hilton. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And that is very well done there as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Off the play fake. Denton. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
At the 10-yard line.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And the Bills are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Grant. And he's got this down to the 35. 11 yards and a Buffalo 1st down. That's his longest run of the 1st quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, alert! 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 80 weapons.
This is Grant. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
On 2nd down now. It's Grant, and that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Throwing now is Garoppolo. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good, and this will remain a scoreless game. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt him later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the first half.
Now Gordon, and 3 yards there, takes him to the 45.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Sponge, sponge, sponge. No, no, no. 49 to Mike, 49.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Denton looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to hit Melvin Gordon there, and it's 3rd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
49's the Mike. Watch 49. Come off the ball hard. Mike's 49. Mike's 49. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
On 3rd down, Denton. Open man, it's Allen. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Ready, set.
49's the Mike. 49's the Mike. Hey, I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
On the delayed handoff, this is Gordon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
60 or.
Target.
Hey!
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. Complete to Hilton. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. From the gun, Denton. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Look at me, zipper! Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot!
Mike's 54! Mike's 54! I smell fear now!
Hit it!
Operating from the gun, Denton. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
They're going to be stopped up on this 1st down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 29-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
You ain't doing nothing today. 12.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. No score after 1 on EA Sports.
Here we go.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Grant. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime, but the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. He's going to be driven down. Michael Brockers able to take him down. It's a loss of 3.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, Denton. Got a man, it's complete. Williams. And they'll get it all the way up about about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Ready. 30 base.
Me and you all day.
Now.
A toss play, Gordon. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Just like that. Just like that.
Following the penalty, here's Gordon. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
All day, every day.
On 2nd down, it's Gordon. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And they give this time to the tailback. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the 2nd quarter now, and we do have our first point. It's a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
Here we go.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. Watch the run. 11.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And it looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves them with 7 yards to go on 3rd down.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Here we go. Ready? Pretty quiet, D. Pretty quiet. 12, fellas. Here we go.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
Let's go.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
Here we go.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, wide open, complete. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. K.D. Cannon, 58 yards. And the Bills have taken the lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Point after, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw. Denton going up top. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
21. 21. Here we go.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Joey Bosa picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Well, it was 2nd long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
No. 21. Here we go.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. The Bills send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And out of bounds, this will depend on where they spot it, and they'll say at the 45.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know that
he finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chargers are going to retake the lead. Extra point by Badgley up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And he's able to get this all the way to the 40 before going out of bounds. So we're at halftime in this AFC wildcard matchup as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Charger drive about to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. Then they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 180! 50 seconds, come on. There's a party now.
On first down, Grant takes this to the 45. Not much space there after the nice move. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
They go back to Grant. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Isaiah McKenzie hauling it in. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up fourth.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
We always hear about guys wanting to make plays that quiet a crowd.
Yeah.
After that one.
Here in the third quarter, they were hoping to get the stop, get the football back. Not the case.
What a completion on a fourth down play.
180! 49 the money. Watch the run, watch the run. 12, fellas, here we go.
They'll run on first down. It's Grant. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Corey Grant, 28 yards. And the Bills have once again taken the lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now in this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
It's now 3rd and 5.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Denton. He's airing it out for Williams. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down. Here's Ty Long now as he's on to punt for L.A. Taking it about the 16. 12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down with Singletary. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On 1st down, they stick with Singletary. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll try the left side. Grant. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Grant. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you'll see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Here's a quick throw caught by Allen. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, 4 down.
Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Go!
Hey, watch that.
Off play action. Denton going for the deep ball. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Let's go. 30 base.
Mike, 49. And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's go.
On 1st and 10, Denton. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Ed Oliver forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. This is Gordon. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on 3rd and goal. This is Gordon as they go to him again. It's a decent gain on the ground. Call it 6, but it's still... Leaves him with a ways to go on 4th and goal.
Brings up 4th down and goal.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Badgley able to knock this one through, and that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is Do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Here's Gordon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
From the 41, Garoppolo finding Knox there, complete. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Now a give, right side. Grant. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the 1st down. Close it out.
The Charger drive about to get going. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Shoot.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. Now, the 2 points, that's not totally critical at this point. Still a one-score game, but they do have to give away the football with no guarantees they're going to get it back.
Yeah, or at least if they get it back, will they have any time to do anything with it? So they've got to send their defense out there and say, guys, we got to have it right now. Save some time for us.
Here we go, here we go. Like 80!
49. I got
him,
They run the counter. It's Grant, and he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Ready? Kill.
13!
They'll keep it on the ground. Grant. And it's still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. And its defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
Tight end run. 4 there. Hey, 2. Mike 49.
Garoppolo now. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out.
Here we go,
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
It's just me and you.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. A gain of 3, 2nd down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. From just shy of midfield, Garoppolo. They're going to set up the screen here. This is Grant. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
13!
And they, in fact, will throw it. He can run for it, and he will. And to the 49-yard line, but no further. And obviously, he is well short of the first. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. The Bills send the punter out. He's been terrific so far. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
You hate to give the ball away here in the 4th quarter while you're just holding a slim lead. But that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
The Charger drive about to get going. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation.
Oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
They'll take over first and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 180!
49. Here we go, D. Here I come.
They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up second and 11 at the 20-yard line.
They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Yeah, get to the wild card game. Check. Got that done. Win a wild card game. Big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From Southern California, so long, everybody.